Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 414 based on novel. So let's start. When the head elder saw this, he lost his wits. He retreated even faster, and the fear and terror in his eyes were things that had never appeared before in his life. If people of the ancient star system saw the Scatter Thunder clan's head elder, someone who wouldn't easily bow his head to third-step cultivators, acting like this, they would be filled with disbelief. As Wang Lin held the 7-foot sword, he could clearly feel that the 6th strike was far stronger than the 5th strike. There was also sign of a monstrous resentment inside it. This resentment was extremely strong, so strong that even Wang Lin was shocked by it. He had gathered resentment before, but it was insignificant compared to this. The moment the 6th strike appeared, the world trembled and Wang Lin's pupils shrank. He clearly saw souls appear like threads out of the void. These souls were different from the ones before, they were filled with monstrous resentment. In an instant, endless amounts of resentful souls seemed to be summoned, and they appeared in the world. Those souls immediately revealed their figures. There were men and women, and they all revealed vicious gazes. They surrounded the 6th ray of sword energy and formed the heaven-shaking, ghostly 6th strike. This was a strike of resentment. It was formed by the resentful souls of all the cultivators that died to divine retribution in the 7 million worlds. Although they had died, their resentment still lingered. At the moment of their deaths, they realized everything. They resented the Celestials, they resented the celestial realm. At this moment, the 6th strike awakened all those resentful souls that had gathered for countless years. They were going to devour the celestial and vent their resentment. When Wang Lin chopped down the 6th strike, the ray of sword energy charged at the head elder as if they had found an outlet for their grievance. The sword energy ray suddenly descended. The head elder didn't retreat much and didn't have time to use a spell. He was seriously injured and didn't have much vitality left. In a flash, he was surrounded by the resentful souls. The head elder roared miserably as the resentful souls surrounded him and devoured him like crazy. In a flash, his lower body that had just recovered was devoured completely, even the broken bones were devoured. His upper body was surrounded by the endless resentful souls. His body was a bloody mess and pain washed over him. His screams were extremely miserable as the resentful souls bit off his flesh. In an instant, the head elder's flesh and bones were devoured, leaving only his origin soul filled with thunder. However, even his origin soul was being devoured. Under this intense pain, the head elder had lost his mind. His painful roars echoed and thunder erupted from his body. He destroyed one resentful soul, but more would take its place. It was as if they would not give up until they devoured him. Die, 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 die for this old man, the head elder roared as the clan mark between his eyebrows shattered. This time it shattered completely, and a monstrous force spread out from his body and immediately destroyed all the resentful souls. The collapse of the clan mark was equivalent to the self-destruction of an inner realm cultivator. However, due to the unique nature of outer realm cultivators, after they shattered their clan mark, they wouldn't immediately die. Instead, they would gain great power and would live for a period of time. At this moment, the head elder's clan mark erupted and his power increased greatly. He formed a new body made of thunder and destroyed all the resentful souls. However, his eyes were delirious and red from madness as he charged at Wang Lin. Die, die, die? All of you are going to die? I sacrifice all my life, all my cultivation. This old man will use the 3-breath spell. All of you will die? The 3-breath spell wasn't the Scatter Thunder clan spell, it was left by those mysterious cultivators before they left. It could be considered a Dao spell. It could cause the enemy to lose all vitality in 3 breaths, but the cost was his life. No one who used this spell would survive, as it was a spell that used a life to exchange for a life. Even third-step cultivators would have a headache facing this Dao spell. This was the real reason why the Scatter Thunder clan could still be considered a great clan without a third-step cultivator. The head elder went crazy as he pointed at Wang Lin and let out a ferocious roar. 3-breath spell, die for me. In an instant, an unimaginable aura appeared in the 7 million world and gathered toward Wang Lin. This was the power of a Dao spell. Wang Lin's expression changed greatly. It was impossible to resist or break this power, and it instantly arrived. Wang Lin felt his vitality loosen, as if it was going to be extracted from his body. One breath passed by quickly. The gate from the wind celestial realm appeared in Wang Lin's mind and the flowing time spell activated. Flowing time, reverse 1,000 years. As flowing time worked rapidly, Wang Lin waved the sword one last time. The seventh strike. The seventh strike was heaven-shaking. The long sword flew out of Wang Lin's hand and charged into void. The seventh strike was so strong that it caused space to collapse and the continents to shatter. A heaven-shaking roar spread across the entire 7 million worlds. The collapse of the 7 million worlds spread endlessly, and countless fragments collapsed. There were countless mortals and cultivators on those fragments, and they all willingly gave their everything. A sword strike that was infinitely close and even beyond a third step cultivator suddenly appeared. If Daoist Water were to face this strike, he would have to run. If it touched him, he would without a doubt die. No matter how much the head elder ran, he couldn't avoid it. The head elder coughed out a mouthful of essence origin energy and the body he had just reformed with thunder exploded. His origin soul wasn't able to escape before the ray of sword energy pierced his origin soul. He let out a miserable cry and his origin soul rapidly started dissipating. He quickly retreated. Seeing that he was about to die completely, his eyes widened and he let out the last roar before his death. Eternal Holy Thunder, save me, save me. As his voice echoed, the eternal thunderbolt that was bombarding the storm suddenly stopped as if it had sensed that its slave was about to die. The thunder rumbled violently and swelled into a bolt of divine thunder more than 100,000 feet long. It charged directly at the storm. The power of the eternal thunderbolt increased greatly and smashed down on the storm. The storm that had lasted until now suddenly collapsed. Cracks covered the storm. More and more cracks appeared until the storm collapsed and scattered in all directions. Daoist's scattered spirit coughed out blood and was forced out from being merged with the 7 million worlds. The eternal thunderbolt instantly charged into the 7 million worlds and arrived before the dying head elder. It collided with the unimaginable seventh strike. The ray of sword energy trembled and showed signs of collapse. However, the sword's original body was inside, and it charged out at the eternal thunderbolt. At this instant, Daoist's scattered spirit formed a seal and roared. The 7 million worlds has been broken up and my clan is free. All my people, all creatures, we will break the celestial realm together. The collapsing 7 million worlds turned into countless fragments. All the surviving beings willingly gave their lives to the sword and began their final battle with the eternal thunderbolt. The 7-foot sword contained all the power of the 7 million worlds. The eternal thunderbolt was the holy object of the Scatter Thunder clan. The confrontation of the two forces was the determination of the people of the 7 million worlds to break free. A thunderous roar echoed across the entire world. This roar was extremely powerful, causing cracks to appear on the barrier at the end of the world, and then the barrier suddenly collapsed. The collapse of the barrier caused chaos to enter, and the 7 million worlds began to collapse. At the same time, the 7-foot sword collapsed and dissipated into countless fragments. The eternal thunderbolt also seemed to have suffered a heavy blow. It no longer cared about the head elder and quickly broke the void to retreat back to the Holy Land. When it got back inside the temple, formation activated, preventing anyone from entering the Scatter Thunder clan. It was activated outside of the Scatter Thunder clan's control. Remaining clan members, the celestial realm has been opened. The world has been destroyed, so we are heading out. Daoist's scattered spirit was filled with monstrous excitement. He waved his sleeve and took all the remaining lives in the 7 million worlds through the gap that was left opened when the eternal thunderbolt left. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and the soul lasher suddenly appeared. It shot straight for the origin soul of the head elder, who was near death, preventing him from resisting. The head elder's origin soul was dying. His origin soul was injured by the 6th strike and was hit by the shockwave created by the eternal thunderbolt and the 7-foot sword. The impact caused large portion of his origin soul to collapse, and now he no longer had any chance of survival. What was left was only a broken origin soul, and most of his memories were lost. While he was in a daze, Wang Lin's soul lasher wrapped around him and pulled him over. After the soul lasher turned into a golden light, it could become as long or as short as Wang Lin wanted. The previously almighty head elder's origin soul was caught by Wang Lin. How could Wang Lin let the origin soul of a fifth heaven's blight cultivator that was one step away from the third step go? Just killing him to make him part of Magic Arsenal was already extremely powerful, not to mention the comprehension of thunder within the head elder's origin soul. To outsiders, the Scatter Thunder clan's head elder's origin soul was considered a heavenly treasure. However, to Wang Lin, it was even more important than a heavenly treasure. It was a chance for a great fortune. I have great use for his origin soul. Wang Lin moved and charged at the gap in the world along with Daoist Scattered Spirit and the millions of people from the 7 million worlds. After the great battle, the 7 million worlds was in ruins. Spatial cracks filled the 7 million worlds, and the barrier along the edge had collapsed. Storms swept through and devoured everything. These 7 million worlds were already created by someone else. Dust turns to dust and earth returns to earth, everything returned to what they were. The sounds of the collapse were like death bells for the 7 million worlds as it dissipated. When Wang Lin left, his heart was clear. Although he had only been in the ancient star system for a short period of time, he had devoured a large amount of cultivators and had gained their memories. Wang Lin knew that the head elder was like the king of the Scatter Thunder clan and had absolute authority. Even throughout the ancient star system, the head elder was extremely famous. Aside from the few third-step cultivators, almost no one would dare to provoke him. The Scatter Thunder clan had even sent a treasure into the Sealed Realm formation, so the head elder was very important in the ancient star system. His death would set off a calamity. It has to be said that even though Tuo Sen had killed countless people in the ancient star system, he hadn't encountered anyone with status like the Scatter Thunder clan's head elder. When a clan was in danger, the people higher up would send in their clan members to take the brunt of the damage. Then the higher-ups would escape with their lives. As a result, the death of the Scatter Thunder clan's head elder would be enough to shock the entire ancient star system. Wang Lin didn't know if the third-step cultivators had spells to learn of this, but what awaited him was great danger. The people of the 7 million worlds had come out and the Scatter Thunder clan would certainly be destroyed. This was a shocking change. The collapse of a large clan would attract a lot of attention. As Wang Lin moved forward, his eyes lit up. Although the danger was monstrous, he wouldn't retreat. The rumbling of the 7 million worlds collapsing gradually faded. This battle was more intense than his battle against Daoist Water. Against Daoist Water, Wang Lin had no chance, but he did against the head elder, which only made it even more difficult. If not for joining forces with Daoist Scattered Spirit, it would have been impossible to kill a fifth heaven's blight cultivator. Following the gap, a bright light appeared before him. Daoist Scattered Spirit excitedly brought his entire clan out and appeared in the Scatter Thunder clan's star domain. The moment he appeared, 2 streams of tear flowed from his eyes and he let out laugh filled with endless exhilaration. Not only him, but the people under his protection were the same. Thanks to his protection, even mortals wouldn't die in space like they normally would. They had personally witnessed themselves breaking out from the 7 million worlds and entering the celestial realm that shrouded over them. The excitement they felt was indescribable. This is the celestial realm, this is the celestial realm that has always decided whether we live or die. From now on, my clan will be the Celestial Clan. Since this place has the Scatter Thunder clan, then there should be our Celestial Clan. Daoist Scattered Spirit laughed louder and louder until he began to cry. Not only him, but everyone from the 7 million worlds began to cry. The hardships they had faced couldn't be understood, especially the price of breaking out, which was 90% their lives. This sadness drilled into their hearts. From now on, we are free. Wang Lin silently looked at Daoist Scattered Spirit and company. He listened to their words, watched their smile and tears, and couldn't help but let out a sigh in his heart. He quietly looked up and wished he had the gaze to pierce through the void and see what was really above the heavens. After a long time, Wang Lin lowered his head and muttered, "Did we really break out?" He couldn't help but think back to the Cloud Sea when he, Li Qianmai and Li Yunsong talked about Tao all night. The heavens was the circle. Even if you walked out, there were still countless invisible circles around you. How do you get out? Daoist's scattered spirit gradually calmed down the excitement in his heart. He then turned toward Wang Lin and clasped his hands. He was extremely sincere. "I will never forget fellow cultivators' help. My entire celestial clan will never forget for generations. As long as fellow cultivator has any sort of request, there is nothing my celestial clan wouldn't dare to do." After Daoist's scattered spirit spoke, the few million people he managed to save all looked at Wang Lin excitedly. There was gratitude in their eyes and they all clasped their hands. "My celestial clan is not afraid of any request." Daoist's scattered spirit waved his hand and thunder appeared in his palm. Tens of thousands of bolts of spiritual thunder flew toward Wang Lin. "This is what I promised, fellow cultivator." Wang Lin's expression was calm as he waved his hand and collected them all. This was what he had earned, even though each of them meant the life of a cultivator going through divine retribution. The Scatter Thunder clan's eternal thunderbolt was injured just now. "I'm going to attack the Scatter Thunder clan and devour that eternal thunderbolt." "What will you do now?" Wang Lin's gaze fell on Master Scattered Thunder. Killing intent appeared in Master Scattered Thunder's eyes and he said, "That's good. I can't let the Scatter Thunder clan go. If I don't take advantage of this and destroy the Scatter Thunder clan, I won't be able to absorb the hatred of losing 90% of my clan in order to escape the 7 million worlds." Wang Lin no longer wasted time and charged forward. Thunder flashed in his right hand and he turned into thunder. He was going with his original body, so he was much stronger than when he was possessing someone. Wang Lin only dreaded the fifth heaven's blight head elder, the rest were not an issue. If they weren't all thunder cultivators, then Wang Lin could some trouble. After all, there were still 2 fourth heaven's blight cultivators in the Scatter Thunder clan. However, since they cultivated thunder, even though they were at 4th heaven's blight, Wang Lin wasn't afraid of them. A battle between thunder cultivators was competing for their control of thunder. Wang Lin had devoured 8 ancient thunder dragons and had tens of thousands of spiritual thunder bolts. Although he hadn't had time to refine them completely, the power of his thunder essence was heaven-shaking, so who could compete with him? Even though they were thunder cultivators at the 4th heaven's blight, they were not a match. With the head elder dead, the Scatter Thunder clan is no longer a threat. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes as he moved faster and faster. Thunderous rumbles echoed as he charged toward the protective formation formed by the Scatter Thunder clan's 16 planets. This battle must be fast. I must slaughter my way inside to devour that eternal thunderbolt and then leave. As Wang Lin rushed forward, endless thunder gathered around him. It was as if the Emperor was traveling with thousands of his guards. This was because Wang Lin's thunder essence was so strong that it automatically attracted the surrounding thunder to gather. More and more thunder began to gather. A moment later, the thunder around Wang Lin was like a thunder lake, giving off endless thunder might. Even divine retribution was only as powerful as this. At this moment, Wang Lin was controlling heaven-shaking thunder. If others saw this, they would be shocked. Even third-step cultivators would narrow their eyes. There was an ancient legend that had been buried by time, and this rumor contained the biggest secret to becoming a third-step cultivator. Rumor stated that one had to rely on Joss flames to nourish their essence and allow it to grow for a chance to open the gate to heaven. This would allow one's essence to become complete and allow their body to completely change. From that moment on, one would no longer be just an ordinary cultivator. However, there was an even rarer rumor that was older than Joss flames. In this legend, one doesn't rely on Joss flames, but on one's own comprehension. They would use an unknown method to complete their essence, break through the gate to heaven, and become a heaven-shaking third-step cultivator. To enter the third step in such a way would make anyone a legend. Wang Lin's cultivation level was getting closer and closer to this legend. The thunder was earth-shattering. It was as if the Thunder Lake was moving, with Wang Lin as its center. As he moved, more and more thunder gathered around him. It was an extremely shocking scene. When Daoist Scattered Spirit saw Wang Lin, he was startled. During the battle against the Head Elder, he realized how strong Wang Lin was. Those spells were like miracles of creation itself. Now that they had left the 7 million worlds, Wang Lin was able to summon all this thunder. The thunderous rumbles of dancing thunder shocked him once more. Wang Lin's expression was indifferent as he got closer and closer to the defensive formation around the Scatter Thunder Clan's 16 planets. As he charged forward, the mighty thunder lake around Wang Lin roared and the thunder inside flashed violently. The Scatter Thunder Clan's defensive formation suddenly appeared before Wang Lin. The formation formed by the 16 planets gave off a green light and formed a circle around the planets. When Wang Lin got close, he could hear crackling sounds from the green light, and the green light went from illusory to almost solid. The green light turned solid like an eggshell around the Scatter Thunder Clan. After breaking this eggshell-like barrier, the Scatter Thunder Clan would be revealed before Wang Lin. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes and his body stopped 10,000 feet before the formation. His right hand reached at the void as if he was pulling the endless thunder around him, and then he lifted it up. The world rumbled and the thunder rumbled violently and began to tilt. Looking from above, the thunder around Wang Lin was like a mirror, an ocean. At this moment, due to Wang Lin's shocking force, this mirror-like ocean began to tilt. Wang Lin's ancient god stars rotated between his eyebrows and his arms swelled. As he roared, the thunder around him rumbled even more intensely as it went from being tilted to standing upright. It was a mirror that was lifted upright and displayed to the world. Daoist Scattered Spirit's pupils shrank and he subconsciously took a few steps back and looked at Wang Lin in horror. Not only him, but the Scatter Thunder Clan had long known that a powerful enemy was arriving. All the Heaven's Blight cultivators had come out of the Holy Land and were staring at Wang Lin. When they saw Wang Lin, their minds trembled and their expressions changed greatly. Earlier, although Wang Lin had taken over Yu Fei's body, his origin soul had flown out and his appearance was revealed to everyone. The Head Elder hadn't returned after chasing this person, but Wang Lin had come back. This shocked the Scatter Thunder Clan greatly, and countless speculations flew through their minds. Every single one of them made them panic. Head Elder's cultivation is heaven-shaking, so he shouldn't have had any problems. I think it is more likely that he has used some unknown method or has a helper to trap the Head Elder so he could come to break the formation. We don't need to panic, we just need to hold the formation, and Head Elder will soon be back. That's right, with Head Elder's cultivation level, aside from third-step cultivators, no one is a match. Head Elder also has many spells and treasures, so he won't encounter any problems. But the Eternal Thunderbolt suddenly left, and when it returned, it was a lot weaker. The defensive formation also activated at the same time outside our control. The Scatter Thunder Clan members were all gloomy as they looked at Wang Lin outside the formation. However, they still believed that the Head Elder was fine and would soon arrive. Wang Lin raised his arms as if he was holding the giant, Thunder Lake. A mysterious light shined in his eyes and he slowly said, 8 ancient thunder dragons that entered my origin soul, in my name, I order you to fuse into one. Then, along with my ancient thunder dragon origin soul, all 9 dragons fuse into one and destroy that formation. Wang Lin's voice echoed across the world. Thunder erupted from his body and rushed into the Thunder Lake. The mirror-like Thunder Lake rumbled and a heaven-shaking roar came from it. A giant dragon head came out of the Thunder Lake and let out a ferocious roar. This dragon's head was exceedingly large and was covered in green scales. It was extremely ferocious and gave off a fierce aura. It was like the demonic dragon that could destroy the world, and it rushed out with a thunderous bang. Just its head was no less than 100,000 feet large. Thunderous rumbles echoed as the dragon head charged out, and a moment later, the rest of the dragon charged out from the Thunder Lake. The Thunder Lake became smaller and smaller. When the tail of the dragon appeared, the lake dissipated completely. A heaven-shaking thunder dragon almost 1 million feet long appeared in this world. This dragon was formed by Wang Lin after he devoured 8 ancient thunder dragons and integrated them into his origin soul. Although it was only an illusion, it contained unimaginable thunder force. If one looked at it with their divine sense, they would see 9 souls fighting each other. However, one was obviously stronger than the remaining 8 and suppressed them. The 1,000,000-foot thunder dragon roared and thunder gathered at the top of its head. Wang Lin's figure appeared there. He stepped out from the head with an indifferent expression and pointed forward. With this, the giant thunder dragon roared and charged forward. It charged to the Scatter Thunder clan's defensive formation with the force of a 10,000-man army. The 10,000 feet distance only took the dragon an instant to cross. Its large body immediately slammed into the formation. A thunderous rumble instantly spread out in all directions like crazy. Popping sounds echoed across the formation and cracks appeared on it. The eggshell-like formation was unable to bear this impact and almost collapsed. An uproar came from inside the formation. The Scatter Thunder clan members were gobsmacked. Their eyes were filled with fear and panic, but, most of all, disbelief. Your Scatter Thunder clan's head elder's body has collapsed and his origin souls has been captured by me. Even your clan's eternal thunderbolt has fled back here, and you think a mere defensive formation can stop me? Wang Lin's cold voice was like thunder as it passed through the formation and entered the ears of the Scatter Thunder clan members. When they heard this, their bodies trembled and their eyes flooded with disbelief. Impossible. This person wants to mess with our minds. With Head Elder's heaven-piercing cultivation, how could he lose to this person? What absurdity! Your words are too arrogant, there is no credibility at all. Unless you can request a third-step cultivator to act, then no one can win against him. Even if he were to go up against third-step cultivators, Head Elder has many spells and treasures. There is no danger to his life. Arrogant. Your words are beyond ridiculous. If Head Elder is really dead, then I'll destroy myself without you doing anything. Laughable. Laughable. Wang Lin's expression was calm and the dragon under him raised its head. It let out a roar and mercilessly slammed down. Even more cracks appeared on the eggshell formation, and it was about to collapse. The thunderous rumble was heaven-shaking, and the dragon seemed to go crazy. As its head slammed into the formation, even its tail whipped the formation. The formation could no longer bear the heaven-shaking collisions. With one final smash from the dragon's head, the formation collapsed with a thunderous rumble. Countless fragments scattered everywhere and a giant gap opened up. The thunder dragon roared and didn't stop after breaking the formation. Its head was so big that when it entered the formation, it caused a large portion of the Scatter Thunder clan's cultivators to subconsciously retreat. Daoist's scattered spirit followed the thunder dragon into the formation. He had an extremely complicated expression filled with hatred as he rushed forward. This person is only at the Nirvana Shattra stage, but for some unknown reason, he can display the power of a Heaven's Blight cultivator. Everyone, attack at once and kill him quickly. That bald fourth Heaven's Blight cultivator is the real enemy, stop him from advancing. The Scatter Thunder clan had 11 people at the Heaven's Blight stage. At this moment, 7 of them charged at Daoist Scattered Thunder, and the one leading was one of the fourth Heaven's Blight cultivators. The other fourth Heaven's Blight cultivator charged at Wang Lin. Without the Head Elder, no one in the Scatter Thunder clan can stop me. Wang Lin shook his head. He didn't want to get entangled with these cultivators. He needed to head inside to devour the Eternal Thunderbolt as soon as possible. The Thunder Dragon below him charged into the Scatter Thunder clan. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the expressions of the Scatter Thunder clan cultivators that wanted to stop Wang Lin all changed, then they retreated. Head Elder will soon return, we have to do our best to stall them. Once Head Elder returns, they will without a doubt die. The Scatter Thunder clan cultivators' eyes were all bloodshot as they rushed forward. They didn't care for their lives and even exploded their clan marks to stop Wang Lin. All of this was because they refused to believe that the Head Elder would lose. They were confident that once the Head Elder returned, there would be no danger to the Scatter Thunder clan. The Head Elder was the spiritual pillar of the entire Scatter Thunder clan. Wang Lin sneered. As the Thunder Dragon moved forward, he waved his right hand and the Soul Lasher appeared. The golden whip unrolled, revealing a broken origin soul. It was the Scatter Thunder clan's Head Elder. This video will end here.